So, hello everybody. We are back with the Bitwig Community Talk episode number 4. Good evening, everybody in the world, wherever you are, on which internet devices, and so on. Yeah. And I'm here again with my friend Odo. Hello, Odo. Good evening.
Hello, Jürgen. Good evening. How are you?
I'm still recovering a bit from the flu, so not the best, but we will make it through, and you need to do a bit of more talking tonight.
Okay, or we let talk our guest for that because we are just answering, and then he can tell us all his interesting stories he has.
Yeah, if you never have watched BiCoTa, the idea is to talk lots of stuff about Bitwig. We will meet every 2 to 3 months, and we will always invite a guest who will talk or she will talk about the music with Bitwig, how Bitwig is used to make this music and such things. And we will always, differentiate in other topics and whatever comes up on the day. And today we have a great guest, which we're looking forward to. His real name is Vincent, aka Italo Brutalo. Good evening, Vincent. Hello.
Hello and good evening. Hello, Odo. Hello, Jürgen, and hello, dear community. Hello, and thank you for the invitation.
Thank you for joining us.
Where are you located currently?
I am located in Berlin.
But the accent sounds different as I
More English. It's more English.
Yes, the accent is a lot of people think that I'm from Austria because I'm coming from the three countries corner: Czech Republic, Austria, and Germany. So I've been grew up very close to the Austrian border. So my language is more Austrian than German or Bavarian.
Ah, okay. But you're from southeast Germany, so more Bavarian-like?
Yes, exactly.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay,
it's
okay.
Bavaria. The city is called Passau.
that's
Yes,
very
famous
close
city.
to the border then.
very close to the border. Yes.
Yeah,
So
okay.
we
Okay.
just can say it's a non-German guest.
International.
Cross-border, I guess. Yeah, very good.
Nice. So we wanted to talk with you tonight or today about you as a person, about you as an artist, and what you are doing with your art, and for sure as well what Jürgen mentioned. What is your relationship to, for example, Bitwig and such things? So maybe you want to tell us a little bit about how you came to the music, for example, how everything started, and you felt in love with the music or so.
Yes, it began in the beginning of at the beginning of the 90s when a friend of mine at school came with a cassette with a DJ mix containing Run DMC and Public Enemy and stuff like that, and then I was totally into music and totally fascinated about this kind of music. And there was in each of these tracks of Run DMC and Public Enemy, there were very strange sounds that I've never heard before. Which so I discovered this way. I discovered the scratching in the first few years of my musical career. I just wanted to scratch, nothing else. I didn't want to make any transition,
Okay.
not producing. I mean, I did not know what producing is. I just wanted to scratch, so I started buying records, lots of 7 inches, because I did not have that much money when I went to school. I mean, I was 12, 13, 14 years old.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then I guess it was when I was 15, I bought my first Technics turntable, and I discovered the pitch fader. Groundbreaking, because before I did not know that it was possible to speed up records or to slow them down.
Yeah.
And yeah, so and then my father gave me a 4-track tape recorder, and he had an old, what was it, Korg DDM 110, I guess, 8-bit drum computer, and I recorded drums on track 1 of the tape recorder, and then I started looping records on the tape machine, and this is how I made my first demos, my first kind of hip hop instrumentals, because I was very into hip hop at that time.
Yeah.
And yeah, then 2 friends of mine, we started making a hip hop crew, a hip hop band, and
Nice.
created music like that. But one of the friends, he was a little older, and he bought the first sampler, and so I got into sampling and all that stuff. And this is how I started making music and falling in love with music. And I'm very, very happy that I started with hip hop, because through hip hop I discovered lots of soul, funk, jazz, reggae music, because the hip hop guys, they sampled anything that has been released on vinyl until these days. So yes, I'm really happy that I started this way. So I got a lot of insights into other music genres.
Oh, nice. So
So
that's
the sampler you used, is that the one we still see in the background? Was it Akai already? Or?
It was an Akai, but it was the S2000, a very basic one, because it was the cheapest one at that back in the days. But 1 year later, when I had the money, I bought the S3200, because I wanted to have a machine with a lot of outputs, with an high pass filter that was very special in the mid of the 90s, because not all of the sampler had these high pass filters. Most of them just had low pass filters, and I wanted to have internal effects, and I wanted to have kind of all in one machine, and so I bought the S3200.
The 2000 was my first one as well. I had it
nice.
Mine too.
2 weeks.
Really amazing.
Yeah, I found it so horrible. I brought it back to the shop.
Funny.
Yes, this was the old hardware, the first hardware I had also. So, but I was completely overwhelmed from this hardware. I had no idea what I can do with it that times, because it was completely new to me, and I had to try it out for myself, and I had no idea.
Yeah, for me as well. It was at the beginning. It was kind of a nightmare to use it, because I had no idea what does trim mean and all of that stuff. So,
Exactly. And that days it was an SCSI interface, and mine, I think, all had SCSI interfaces to connect it to the computer. And I always struggled with my computer and had crashed with my computer. And most of the time when I was using that device, it was more doing stuff on the computer to make it run, as instead of using the sampler.
I never used the SCSI for connecting it to the computer, because I had an Atari 1040 ST, and I just used it for sequencing with Cubase. And yes,
I tried it with Cubase too, but on Windows. So maybe that was the problem. So you started with Cubase?
Yes.
Okay, on an Atari.
Yes, exactly. With a nice MCA crack from 1989. I guess. I guess a lot of people, especially the older generation, knows what I'm talking about, because anybody I knew back then had this nice MCA crack from 1989.
I had
on Cubase, on Atari.
520 plus.
Nice.
It's my first one. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you were a long time Cubase user, I heard. And then what did make you switch to Bitwig then?
Yes, I've been using Cubase for 25 years, something like that, and I in between, I guess it was, I don't know, 10 years ago or something like that, I tried to get into Ableton because more and more people started using Ableton, but I guess I was too stupid to use Ableton. I did courses and all that stuff, and I did not I
Connect
did
to
not
it.
get into it. Maybe it was the design or something like that. It was not. It didn't feel kind of interesting or something like that to me,
Same
and
here,
it
yeah.
was totally the opposite way of thinking, like I used to the years before. And then I discovered Bitwig at the Super Booth a few years ago, and I
Nice.
thought, "Oh wow, that looks really amazing! All these nice colors, and the upper half it looked a little like Cubase, and the lower half it looked like Ableton. So for me, it was kind of a soft transition, so kind of a mix of Ableton and Cubase. And then I started using it, and after one day, I already loved it. It was really amazing.
I
Yeah,
heard that a
that's
lot when people start using Bitwig. It's the same was with me. I was in Ableton too, and always struggled with it. I felt always have to fight with it. And that one night when I got the info, hey, just look there. There's such a software. I got the tip from a friend. And he told me. And after looking at it for 3 hours and checking it out, I bought it directly.
Yeah,
And
nice.
since then, I was using that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
cool.
it's
And I was
interesting. Absolutely same for me. I was also 25 years or something. I still use Cubase for some audio heavy stuff as well. But
me too. Yeah,
and yeah, okay.
yeah,
So for band projects, so audio is still an issue in Bitwig. So if you want to do, for example, have a 12-track drum kit, that's still no fun dealing with such things in Bitwig. So
But
Bitwig
but
6 maybe.
but what for what reasons or for what topics you're using Cubase and for what topics you're using Bitwig? What is
correct me if I'm wrong, but the only reason I'm using Cubase is to prepare my live act, because
Hmm.
I guess until now it's still not possible in Bitwig to export in mono, right?
Oh, that's a good question. I think you're right. Yeah.
Yes, and this would be my greatest wish for version 6, to have the possibility to export in mono, because for my live act I work just with mono audio files, and that's still not possible in Bitwig as far as I know. And I
Mhm.
went through several um, internet groups and all that stuff. Yeah, and this is why I use Cubase. So I export my stuff from Bitwig, import it into Cubase, and then I export it as mono files to import it then again into my MPCs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you
So
are
so
you are you already using DAWproject for that?
No, no, I don't. Is that
interesting.
is that I you mean between
Maybe
Cubase and Bitwig, right?
maybe
Yeah.
explain
So
DAWproject, Jürgen, a little
yeah,
bit.
it's for everybody who never heard of DAWproject, is this new exchange format that was designed by Bitwig as well as Presonus. So that was the first. So you can exchange projects between Bitwig and Studio One. And then I wrote a little software which could also translate that to Reaper. And now, to my total surprise, Cubase supports it as well.
And
And
FL Studio.
FL Studio as well now. So we have now 4 doors from which you can exchange projects, and it's actually pretty deep. So you can exchange audio files, MIDI clips, and their position in the project, as well as volumes, mute, solos, usual stuff, automation. What else? So warping of clips. And what did I forget? So video, if the door supports it, but that's not really working so far between any doors. Um, what else? But okay, and all the plugins, so the plugin states as well, if you have them on your computer. So, and that's really, really cool.
Okay, I read about it, but I haven't used it. But I have to because my new album, like I said, it just came out, and the first live acts are in October, where I present it. So I have to prepare then my live act, and this is it possible just when I go to Cubase, open my Bitwig project and then export it to Mono, right? Is that possible? Or just
you need
open
to
my
in Bitwig, you need to say export it as DAWproject, and then you can open it in Cubase.
that would save a lot of time. That would be amazing if that works.
So to be on the safe side, you can render already everything into audio in Bitwig, and then it should be pretty easily to be available in Cubase, because Cubase, also to my surprise, or Steinberg took it very seriously. So they made a lot of bug fixing to it, and now it's pretty stable already.
Okay. Yeah, I will try. Yeah.
So maybe because this week Bitwig 6 is in the row. Maybe they implemented Mono. Who knows? I read about that, but I wasn't aware that this could be so a big task. But you're sure if you export that in some other machines that only works Mono, it makes sense. So there should be something like it in the backend. I think there's not a big problem to do that, but there should be an option for that. So,
but I guess there must be a reason why until today they haven't implemented it.
I think that was just the idea, to have everything always stereo. It's also when you render a mono, for example, if you render a microphone a track, it's also stereo. It's also a bit annoying, I think.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Exactly. And there was an advertisement years ago, so where they said like everything is stereo on Bitwig. So it was a feature, but at the end, this feature could hinder you from doing such stuff. Yeah. And maybe they read it, maybe they hear it from here, and they say, "Oh, let's do some last changes," or before the final version, or so. Hopefully,
yeah, would be nice. Would be very nice.
So what I wanted to ask as well is, you started with the Atari, and what was your computer history like? You stick to Atari, then we're going to, I think you are using now Apple.
Exactly.
Am I right?
Yes.
Apple. So you were going from Atari directly to Apple, or did you take some curves?
No, I used Cubase on Atari until 2007, and then I switched directly to Apple.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So nice. And another question I have is, did you have any musical experience, like playing an instrument or something like that, or some educational background or so?
No, my father always wanted to play, wanted me to play the guitar, because he's a guitar player. He still got his blues band, and all my brothers are playing instruments, so I'm the only one that is not playing an instrument. But I'm the one that's using this stuff. Yeah.
I like asking that a lot, because if you read in the community, or when you're talking with people in the community, they always complain, yeah, but I can't play an instrument, and I need all those tools and stuff and everything. I have to buy a lot of stuff to make some music. And I personally know that a lot of also very, very, very world famous people can't even read notes or something, like, for example, Eric Clapton. Couldn't read notes.
I didn't know that.
Was just an autodidact, self-teaching and everything. And I always try to engage or tell people like just try, just start and use your ears, just experiment and everything to create some music. And that's why I'm asking you. And I'm very happy you're saying you're not playing an instrument, because you're releasing a record since a long time already. Can you tell us when you released your first album, about the year or so? Or maybe not exactly.
I mean, the first vinyl with my name on it came out in 1996, so when I was 16 years old.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yeah. I mean, because I was the one who had an Atari and who knew how to use the archive sampler. So yes, it was kind of obvious.
You were the boss.
No. I was not the boss, but it was just my part. So
No. I mean, if you didn't have, if you weren't didn't have that stuff, it would have been very difficult to release something, anything. You know.
Yeah, totally.
So that's
totally.
why. So always be nice to the guys who have the gear.
Yeah.
But I need to ask now. But I guess you did self-taught a bit of keyboard playing by now, or how do you enter notes?
Yes, I do. I mean, it always takes kind of, I don't know how long until I got my melodies and everything together. And especially this year, I worked a lot on getting into chords, because the years before it was very kind of I used a lot of arpeggiators and a lot and kind of my music was very very focused on drums and arpeggios and all that stuff. But especially this year I'm focusing on working on chords and all that stuff, because it's kind of a new universe for me to work with chords. But it's not. I mean, it's not that easy. But also here, Bitwig is offering a lot of stuff here that makes it kind of more easy for someone like me to work with chords and even to see. I mean, if you go into the plugins with a I don't know all their names, like the power chords and all that stuff. I mean, you see exactly the pitches of the single notes and the chords, and I mean that makes it easy for someone like me to understand. Okay, I have a C, and then it's +2 or something like that, and -5 or anything, and this is building a chord. So it's that's also for me. That's also a great feature of Bitwig, that I really see what I hear, and makes it easier for me to understand.
So the upcoming release will be more interesting for you, because Bitwig announced that they will work hard on the arranger and the piano roll and enhance all that, whatever that means. Maybe there's
I'm really excited what that means. Yes.
We will see on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, also for me, who knows about chords and such things, it's always helpful to see directly the chords in the piano roll if you hover over it, for example, because you see all these boxes and then you also start deciphering what is that, which chord is that, and that's, if they would have a preview for that, it would be really helpful. So maybe I see the chat is piling up here a bit. So maybe let's also say hello to all the people in the chat and stay tuned. We will have a little raffle later on, and you can win something in this show.
Yes, exactly.
Stay with us. We will tell you later.
Exactly.
That's the first.
Yeah, but at the end, it's also nice that you, let me say, didn't know about chords years ago when you started in 1996 and were doing records and were doing music and all those things. And since a time not that long ago, you start be interesting in such, let me say, music theory. But I don't think it's so difficult to go into music theory. I think a lot of stuff is made difficult to come in. So at the end, if you could wrap your head around all that stuff and you understand it, it's in my opinion like that. It's not that difficult. As soon you understood that, a lot of those descriptions are very difficult to understand. So
Yes,
but
and I read that the music theory is very is quite close to math
yeah,
how's
to
it called?
logic and
Yeah,
math, yeah.
exactly. And I was never good in that. So maybe that's the reason why I had no why I had no close connection to all that musical theory stuff. And to be honest, at the beginning I had no idea about anything. So I remember when I got the Cubase on the Atari, the how's it called, the default setting of the beats per minute, it was always 120 BPM, and
Yeah.
I did not know that what is BPM or something like that. I mean, we are
Yeah.
talking pre-internet stuff in a small city in Lower Bavaria, so there was no one to ask or anything like that. So I remember when I wanted to make a song that had a tempo of 100 BPM, I had to I cut it. I cut the drums. I had to set it manually, one after each other, so that it was kind of a loop instead of just changing the default tempo from 120 to 100 BPM. So I guess I did it for at least 1 year until somebody showed me that I can change the BPM or what BPM is.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was really was still very very hard work, even on the Atari back then. But no one told me it worked in the end.
Yeah, you did it. You did it the hard way, so
Yeah,
nobody can.
the super hard way. Yeah.
From time to time, I also save my default project in a different tempo setting. So otherwise, you always start with the same.
Yeah, that's smart. Yeah, that's very smart.
For example, all these template things. This is also a big topic, or was it a big topic, or is a recurring big topic all the times. So people always ask for templates and everything. What is your way to start working? Is it a fixed template, or you sometimes use a template and sometimes just start with an empty canvas, or how do you start
I,
normally?
I don't use templates.
Mhm.
I'm always starting with an empty project, not to kind of, yeah, when I say repeat myself, then it's wrong. But when let's say it was, I don't know, 10 or 15 years ago, I built super default templates and all that stuff with any possible track in the correct order and all that stuff. And then it felt kind of boring to me, so I started to just use an empty project and start there from scratch and anything I need. I mean, what I have is kind of, because I'm using a lot of hardware. I have all these hardware instruments saved into Bitwig, so that I don't have to do that everything anytime from scratch. But anything else, I'm doing from scratch.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
same here.
what I was curious about as well. So you have how do you save them as a track with a hardware instrument, or how do you do that?
No, I'm saving. For example, when I want to use the Jupiter 8 or something, I just
Mhm.
go to, I type in, I mean, Jupiter 8, and then I have already the correct MIDI and audio routing, and then in Bitwig, and I'm just opening a new instrument track, say Jupiter 8, and then I got the audio and MIDI routing I need. If that was your question,
So
if I got
you
it right.
you store it as a preset of a hardware instrument. Or
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting.
So you're still flexible enough to change everything very quick instead
Yeah.
of just having a fixed template where everything is set up with a hardware instrument.
Yes,
that's smart.
I mean it's yeah, it's I mean I don't use any synthesizer or any drum machine in all of my tracks, so I mean it makes kind of I'm a friend of having a very good overview of my project, and this is maybe also a reason why I start from scratch, not to have let's say 10 synthesizers in the project that I don't need in this track.
Mm-hmm. So you must be very good organized with all your presets you're doing, so that you are able to find them quick again if you need them.
I mean, they're just it's just the names of the synthesizers. So
Yeah, okay.
I type in 8 and then tick, and I got it.
There it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I have them as a track for. I also use a lot of hardware instruments. I have a lot of tracks with pre-configured hardware devices. But as you said, it gets challenging. You have lots of them.
Yeah. There was a question from the chat from Dirk. What is your inspiration? Many tracks sounds like an Paul Hardcastle Resurrection.
Do they?
It's no, but maybe we start how you come to your inspiration. Is this something you walk there and something comes to your mind, or is there a way, or how you search for inspiration, for example, or is it just you have so many ideas you are not able to put everything down in a project?
I guess. I mean, there are several inspiration sources. Sometimes it's kind of a vocal sample I hear in a documentary on YouTube or something like that inspires me to build a track out of it. Or when I go through, don't know, my synthesizers and I hear one sound that inspires me, I'm starting to make a track out of it. Or don't know. I'm still discovering sounds of when I experiment with, for example, the Yamaha RX5 drum machine from the 80s, and it's amazing that you can pitch the sounds, and it's so cool to work with these sounds. So then I'm starting with the drum track, for example. So there is no, or I hear something when I'm out or when I'm listening to a DJ mix or something like that. I hear something and I think, that's kind of interesting, and then I start to recreate something, and then in the end it goes somewhere totally. It goes totally further in another direction.
Yeah.
So there's no kind of something. I could not say this is my inspiration or that is my inspiration. What I can say is when I started the Italo Brutalo project 15 years ago, the two main references musical wise was Modern Talking on the one side and Human League on the other side.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So your brain is constantly working, searching, listening to everything, like the classical thing, standing on a Rolltreppe in English. What is it? Electrical stairs? I don't know. And just feeling the rhythm or listening to the rhythm and getting some inspiration about that. So that's, I understood it's a little bit working like that. So if you're doing something and something strikes your ears and your brain, it starts working on that.
Yeah, exactly. But I guess this is because of my hip hop roots, because you're thinking more in kind of samples and taking or being able to sample anything that is hearable from any source. So yeah, I mean, I also sample a lot of movies and stuff, or recordings I did with a microphone, or tape experimentations and stuff. So I guess it's because of my hip hop roots that I'm always hearing something. What other people saw, what not anybody else immediately would hear.
And are you one of the guys who always have something with you to record something? And if it at least is your smartphone, what is very handy today, or do you have some hardware always on your body just to?
It's funny. I guess when was it in the 90s or end of 90s? I had a portable DAT recorder.
Okay.
That was really cool. But these days, it's the smartphone.
Yeah, sure, for sure.
Yeah.
And you mentioned it. We didn't talk about that. Your name Italo Brutalo. Would you mind to tell us about a little bit how that came to that name, how you searched it, and how you find it?
I did not search the name. The name found me, kind of.
Okay. Oh, very philosophical. Yeah.
It was in the mid 2000s. I also did kind of recording for other artists and for other musicians because I had a studio with a recording room and all that stuff. And there was this guy called Vic Ruggero. He's a guy from Italy, but his family moved to New York 100 years ago, and he has a band that is called The Slackers. It's one of the oldest ska bands, one of the oldest existing ska bands. But he's also the one that is playing keys, for example, for Rancid, for the punk band, or for Pink as well. And he was on tour in Europe, and he was for kind of 2 weeks in my studio in Lower Bavaria and recording some songs for his solo album. And it was kind of a singer-songwriter style with playing guitar and all the stuff, playing harp and singing. And after every day when he said, "Okay, we're done," I said, "No, we're not done." And I gave him another. Each day I gave him another synth out of my collection and say, "Hey, use this one." And he liked it a lot, and he played it kind of. He played the bass live on tracks with a synthesizer. So he used the synthesizer like they were maybe 50 years ago. That was the idea of a synthesizer, to imitate the real instrument. And he used my synthesizers kind of so super rough, or it's really hard to describe, that I made fun of him, and I called him Italo Brutalo. And after he left, and at the same time, I discovered Italo Disco. I had no idea that Italo Disco existed, but it sounds very, very interesting. And after he left, I thought, hey, I made jokes of him with Italo Brutalo, and there's this new music I discovered. It's called Italo Disco. So I will start a side project called Italo Brutalo, and this, meanwhile, is my main project. So
the side project overtook it.
Totally.
Yeah, and there's something. I was struck at the first when I discovered you. And this is something I think you like a lot, and this is your car. because I know this car from my childhood, because I watched the series and I loved the series. And first, when I saw your car and on your cover, and also on your YouTube and Instagram things, I thought, okay, this guy rented a car. So, but this car is your car, is it right?
Exactly. This is my car. It's my childhood dream, and I was searching for it for 14 years.
I'm jealous.
But don't be jealous.
No, I'm not really, but in a kind,
I got it.
Jealous.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah,
because I was, wow, I didn't see that car for a long time. This is a kit from Knightrider. with David Hasselhoff, and this is working maybe in some weeks or years as well with AI. I don't know if you plan to implement AI like Kit has it, and maybe can you tell a little bit about the car and how you came to the car? What
And where do you park
is it
it in
still
Berlin?
there? Oh yeah.
I mean, like I said, I was looking for it. I mean, the first time I saw one guy from Germany that he built a replica was in 2004. And I was totally fascinated. And from that on, I realized, okay, it is possible to have my own kit. And I started looking on the internet and everywhere for this car, or at least for a good base car. It's a Pontiac Firebird, third generation. But it was not that easy. I mean, I found cars. I found the Firebird in Italy or in Lithuania and all that stuff. And I mean, I was not really about to give up my dream, but shortly before, I was kind of I get a little bit tired of looking for a car. Funny wise, I found this car around 40, 50 kilometers away from my parents' house
No.
in Lower Bavaria. Yeah, a US car freak. He bought it, and he started to build his own kit. But then he didn't want to finish the project, and he put it online. And I thought, okay, let's give it a try. I'll go and check this car. And I went to his place, and I parked my car on the next street. And when I went around the corner, and I just saw Kit from 100 meters away, from behind, and I immediately fell in love with it, and I knew, okay, I will not leave this place without this car. That's the story. Yeah, and then I started building it's what he started. I started building or looking for parts, because it's not easy to get all these special parts Kit has all over the world. And luckily I found all of them.
So it's like a modded car. So you try to really have that car like a maybe not that perfect, but nearly a perfect replica of the car of the series.
I mean,
I'm not so an expert. That's why I'm asking.
How it's called, when you look at from outside, it's green scene. It's exactly, or I mean, even in the series there are several versions or editions of Kit. So, but my replica is one of these versions. So the outer parts are original screen scene. The inner parts are almost finished, but just the dashboard, it's missing.
Okay.
It was planned to finish it in 2020, but unfortunately, pandemic came, and due to the fact that making music and all that stuff is my main income, I had to
wait a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then I moved to Berlin, and what Jürgen asked, no, it's not in Berlin, because you cannot park this car in Berlin. It's still in Lower Bavaria. It's hidden in Lower Bavaria.
Okay. Nice.
But if you update it with AI, it can drive itself from Bavaria to Berlin from some time to visit you.
Yes, maybe, but that's not the plan to.
Yeah, okay, I understand that. I'm an IT guy, and I wouldn't do that as well, to implement AI in machines where I have to trust my life to them. So
Yeah.
I heard your set at last Super Booth, which you played on the last evening, very late.
Nice.
enjoyed it a lot, and was really surprised because I expected Italo Disco somehow.
I don't know why you expected that.
I
No
had
idea.
no idea. Maybe you said so, and I thought it was more upfront, but a bit of techno. But like it was very melodic, I think. And I also noticed in your music, also listening to other things, you have still a lot of melody in there with text and vocals and vocal samples. Is it something to your heart's alike that you want to have also lyrics?
Um, I'm not the biggest fan of lyrics anymore, of vocal, of kind of vocal music, when I call it like that, since I left kind of the hip hop genre. But I love having these vocal samples, even if it's just 2 or 3 words within one track. I totally love that. And on the album, there are also 2 tracks that have kind of a classic song structure with verse and chorus, intro, outro, and this is made all by me with the help of vocoder. I'm a great vocoder fan, so it's yeah, that's what kind of my vocals are mostly done with.
So it's your voice on your albums.
Exactly. Yes.
Oh, nice. I
yeah.
was thinking about it
Mhm.
when I listened to your song. So I think, okay, could be, but I don't know because it's a vocoder. But the
Yeah,
vocoder sounds really cool. Yeah.
No. No, but Jürgen, it's very interesting what you said, because I mean, yes, I know I started with kind of Italo Disco music when I started this Italo Brutalo project, but to be honest, this chapter, I closed this chapter already after my first EP, because it was kind of the story was told then, and from that point I tried to evolve kind of my music, and I didn't want to make a replica or a copy of the Italo disco music like it was in the 80s. So I tried to bring it further, and I mean, I've been growing up in the 80s, and I was due to my hip hop past, I was also a graffiti writer and a breakdancer, and
Oh, cool.
and there's also I'm also a big fan of the electro music from the 80s, or the electric funk, how it was called. So that's also a big influence on my music, and also kind of the EBM music, like Front 242 or Neuzeit and that stuff, and even acid music. I love acid music, so I guess this is kind of the mix that I try to bring together in my tracks and even in my DJ sets. So this is why I guess you were a little surprised that it's more upfront and more and not Italo disco.
It was a surprise in the positive phrase.
Great.
So also something I noticed, which I found very interesting, is normally what I miss a lot in electronic music. It's it's just one way through directly, and there are no breaks and no somehow melody breaks or anything, and that's different in your music. So I was surprised that you are not a taught musician. Is it also due to your rap influence, or what do you think?
You mean I
So
don't know.
that there are drum breaks somehow, or other musical breaks in the music, which is not so common, I think, before other techno stuff.
I don't know. Yeah, I never thought about that, or I guess it's not related to my hip hop background, kind of that. But I mean, I have to say that I really love DJing. I mean, I want to DJ, and I want to mix music together till the end of my life. I mean, this is how it all started, and I'm still loving it. And when I'm mixing, I'm totally into it's kind of my own world, and I try to mix. I always try to mix. I try to do harmonic mixing. So I'm analyzing all my tracks and try to mix the right keys together so that it's even more harmonic mix and not just mix kind of drum or percussion style music into each other.
So you're offering like more the classic DJ, offering a journey into sound, for example, instead of just putting one track after each other, so and matching the tempo.
Exactly. So matching the tempo is one thing, but also matching the key is, for me, it's also very important. And I'm also kind of, if there's a break, or maybe in the end, where, for example, a pad sound from one track is kind of solo, that there is not a lot of other stuff. I scratch it, or I mix it over another track when the key fits, so that it gets kind of a better transition.
So nobody knows exactly when the shift happens from one track to the other, because everything is fitting to each other.
Sometimes yes, but sometimes I'm making heartbreaks that people kind of wake up again and know what's going on. Yeah, it doesn't get too kind of, I would not say boring, but I mean, the kind of hypnotic mixing is cool, but I also like when you have these very hard transitions in the mix as well.
That's a journey. From time to time, you have to change the train to get to the destination.
Exactly. So, good comparison.
we're getting very
Hopefully it's not Deutsche Bahn.
I will copy that. Yeah. I have to write that down.
Sure. One thing I wanted to ask you, because you were releasing since a long time your albums. You are running a music label with your partner.
Exactly.
So when did you start that, and why did you start that? And are there more artists, or is this just for you? And tell us a little bit about that. I'm very interested in.
I started the label together with my girlfriend Tanya in 2019.
Okay, it's called Bungalow Disco. Sorry, I forgot to mention that.
Yeah, it's it's Bungalow Disco, Bungalow Disco, like the international people say. And it's kind of, at the beginning, it was kind of my own playground, because it was very difficult to find the right label for my music on the one side, because when I started with my music, it was, I mean, there were house labels, techno labels, but there were no kind of Italo-ish labels. So this was one reason. This was one reason why I started this label, and the other reason was that I never felt kind of comfortable when I used when I released my music on another label, because it's, I mean, statements. I don't know many labels that send out statements and pay the artists. So this was kind of the business, or the other part, or the other reason why I started a label. But the main reason was definitely to have my own playground and totally creative freedom and the creative control over anything, like the music, as well as the artwork of the records, as well as the videos and all that stuff, the promo and everything.
Mm-hmm. And was there a need to start a music label? Because nowadays you can just release your music without a label. Or what is the advantage of a label? Or what was for you the advantage of a label?
I never, to be honest, there was no other way for me. I know that there are kind of these services where you can put your music online anywhere, but I thought it's more serious when you build label, and you have kind of a signature and a kind of a home for your music. And yeah,
Okay.
and at the beginning it was just for my music, but I guess 1 or 2 years later we started also releasing music from other artists, which we discovered, or which sent us demos, what was kind of very cool. But then my girlfriend started making music herself, and so we focused so we said, okay, now it's time that Bungalow Disco is just for my music, and not for other artists, because we don't have the time to do all the work and effort which the music of other artists deserve, and we cannot offer that. So yeah, at the moment it's just my music on the label.
Okay.
Now I'm curious. Are you doing that for a living? So all the music stuff, or?
Yes.
Wow, great.
Yeah. I mean it's always when somebody is asking me what I do for a living, I always try to explain it like you have to be very, very German and very, very correct. You have to fill out all the forms. I mean, you have to do your registrations of all your music at the GEMA. You have to make GVL. You have to do the Bandcamp stuff, and all that things. You have to DJ. Then you have to, after you did a gig, you have to send also your track listing to the GEMA, and so all of these 5 or 6 small income things kind of build one income.
And don't forget VG Wort, because you're singing on your albums.
This
is
also
something.
Yeah, exactly.
Because most people forget that.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, you have to be very. I mean, on the one side, it's kind of. I mean, these days, in my opinion, that also belongs to the artist life to do your paperwork, because otherwise it never won't work.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So, but we are always talking about your latest album release, and maybe you want to tell something about the latest album. Maybe you can show it in the camera and
Yes.
tell something about that. Jürgen, can you put the camera on the big screen so
this is
everybody
it.
can?
Do you see?
Yeah,
Check.
nice. So when did you release that?
It came out on. I mean, there have been several release dates. Can I put it somewhere here? Yes. Yeah. There have been different release dates, because I usually start with Bandcamp and with a vinyl release, and a few weeks later there was the release of the streaming version, which was kind of shorter edits of the songs. And then a few weeks later, there's been the release of the download version on kind of iTunes or Beatport and that stuff.
Very organized.
Yeah, paperwork.
all the links and everything you're telling us right now, I will put them later in the show notes, so that all people who are looking for that have a list of everything, how to contact you, how buy all your music and all your albums and everything.
Yes.
So,
and I have to say, this is the record. It's a nice double vinyl with this inlay card with the track titles.
Jürgen, can you put it on the big screen, please?
Sure.
Yeah. Nice.
And yeah, so if I will put it in later.
Yeah, also we can look at it a little bit.
Yes. Yeah, and if somebody is interested in getting a double vinyl, we have kind of a little raffle here. So amongst
Yay!
amongst all the people here commenting in the chat, we have the raffle of 3 double vinyls, and we will do the, how is it called? Ziehung? I don't know the English word for it.
You will draw a winner.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we will pull the winners after the show and inform you.
So everybody who wrote something in the chat will be a potential winner. You have still a chance to the end. Here we go. First one wrote something. Okay. Yeah, great. Keep writing if you want to win one of 3 albums. And then how will that happen, Vincent? You will get in touch with the people then.
Exactly, and I will send it to them directly.
Exactly. So we talked about that. People just write you an email with their YouTube handle. Everybody from the live stream,
yes.
And you can write Vincent until the end of the live stream. So Jürgen, you have to post the email from Vincent. So everybody writes to Vincent with their YouTube handle, and just write him a very nice email that you like his music and that you want to win this album. And Vincent will do a lottery or something, and will give away how many?
3.
3 albums. Maybe you're the lucky winner. So everybody on the live stream and live chat can win something, and the lottery ends at the end of the live stream. So if we switch off now the button, you have to be quick.
Exactly.
Okay.
So yeah, what I also want to mention is the artwork. I mean, my girlfriend, she's a designer, and she helped me a lot with it, and everything you see. It's also kind of a what I did with the music, with the sampling stuff. I also did it here. I went through a lot of flea markets and bookshops and searched for backgrounds and all that stuff. And I mean, this is a picture. This is a picture of me, but all the parts you see in here, or even the background, it scans from old books or magazines, and also
nice.
the backside of it. It's also kind of a how's it called, montage.
Yeah,
exactly. And there are also some music videos of the album on YouTube that where you can see a lot of stuff I collected to create the music videos.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great to see something not AI generated these days.
This was very, very important for me, that it's all done analog, and not this week, but I guess in the first or second week of September, I will post the making of the music videos where you see how I made it.
Oh, nice. So everybody should already subscribe to your YouTube channel. Maybe Jürgen can post in a second your YouTube channel if somebody doesn't know.
Yes, there are 2 YouTube.
Everything is already in the description of the stream here.
Okay. Perfect.
So they are. I mean, they're also linked to each other. So there are 2 YouTube channels. The one is for Bungalow Disco, the label where the music is and the music videos, and the other one, the Italo Brutalo, is kind of where I do my gear stuff and gear videos and all that.
That's nice also. That's nice also. You always try to fit your gear to a specific day in the year. I really like that. Like the 808 or 909 or 303.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I don't have a 909. I sold it, don't know, 20 years ago or something like that. That's the only one that is missing my collection. Yeah, I know. So there won't be a video on the 909 day, unfortunately.
So how many days did you cover already this year?
I started 303, 404, 505, 606, 626, 707, 727, 808. So 8 days.
Nice. I really love that.
Yeah.
I always see your reels on Instagram or sometimes on YouTube, and I always like to
Cool.
watch that.
Yeah, if,
That's
if,
really
we're
nice.
still, if we're still talking about old gear, I have one question. I'm also looking into old effects devices, and are you still using these?
Yes. I use
So
them a lot. I really use them a lot. I discovered effects, to be honest, very, very late. I mean, I was always into kind of synthesizers, samplers, drum machines. But then later on, I realized, hey, the synth is one thing, or the sampler, but the effects, the effect units are also very, very important.
So why do you say you use these? Is it only the interactivity, or is it the sound, or both, or what?
It's I guess it's kind of both. So I love turning knobs and manipulate 2 or 3 parameters at one time, and it's the real time modulation on the one side, but the sound on the other side. I really love the kind of digital, the late 80s digital effects with kind of a little kind of very bad converters, so that they don't sound that super expensive
Clean?
or super
Yeah.
clean, like dirty. Yeah, I love these units.
Which one are you using then? Or also, what is your workflow? Do you record first everything in Bitwig and then do specific tracks through some external gear, or do you do it while recording?
I can kind of try to explain it, what I'm doing. I mean, I record. I plugged. This is the Midas, the M32, and it's working also as a. This is my sound card. It has 32 inputs and 16 outputs, and I have a patch by here, and everything is everything I want to record. I'm plugging into the patch bay, which goes into the Midas, and sometimes I'm then putting the effects directly with aux send and return on the synthesizers or on the sampler tracks, or I record it into Bitwig and then send it back via USB when I'm mixing it, and put then the effects live to the tracks, because most of the effects are connected via aux send and return to the Midas.
Mm-hmm.
Or I in the end I record all the effects as well, just to have the possibility, for example, when there are people that doing remixes of my tracks, then I want to give them the effects as well. For example, I have some I have to put the microphone here. I have some very characteristic delays here. For example, the Korg, the SDD 3000, or the legendary Roland SDE 3000, or this one, the Ibanez. It's not that famous, the Ibanez DM 1100. And I record the delays and all that stuff also into Bitwig to save them, and then mix them also in Bitwig, and to edit them, because kind of I have to cut the low frequencies, or kind of denoise them a little, depends on how noisy or crappy they sound, and then also to save it in the project, to be able to give it to the remixers, to make remixes out of my tracks, or for me as well, when I prepare then my live act, to have the original effects also in my live act.
So
it's
you recorded.
mainly,
Sorry, Jürgen, go on.
so it's mainly delay effects you use.
Um, It's I mean, yeah, I love delays. But it's any effect. I also have kind of my distortion stuff here, like my guitar pedals and tube distortion, and yeah. But I also using hardware reverb as well. For example, I have it's you see them here. My Boss, the SE50 and the SE70. I totally love them. I mean, not really secret weapons, but not that super famous these days. And I'm doing most of my reverbs are coming out of these machines.
Okay, yeah, there were some recent articles about these devices, and they're going up in price now, I think.
Okay, I don't know. I have them. I don't know. I bought them many years ago. Quite cheap.
And you don't want to sell it.
No.
But you're recording everything on a separate channel. So the music, the synthesizers, for example, and the effects are all also on separate channels, as you told, because you want to have the stems to give it away, for example, for remixes or stuff.
Exactly, and to have the possibility, because I mean, when most of the effects don't have kind of these preset sounds, and when I'm manipulating it, I cannot recreate it. So I have to record that as well.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, Odo, go on.
No.
Okay. Did you change anything when you switched to Bitwig in your workflow, or is it basically still the same?
I have to think about it. I guess it's basically the same, I guess. Yes.
So you use it more as a recorder still, or
yes, kind of a huge hard disk recorder. But I mean, Bitwig is. I mean, it's for me. It's amazing because you have so many possibilities with it that I'm totally curious, and I'm learning a lot of new stuff almost every day. So yeah, it's really cool to record my synthesizers and my stuff, and then manipulate it and edit it in Bitwig.
Are you using any of the fancy stuff like the modulators or what else, the grid or stuff like that? Or?
Yeah, sometimes I do that. Yes, but very very basic. I do not go into super detailed stuff. But I used a lot. I'm using a lot of kind of LFOs to manipulate it, and what I totally love, or what I totally fell in love with, is the the drum modules, the V8 and V9. I really love them. They're really sounding good.
A lot of people tell that they are really close to the original as well, and the way they implemented also all this pitch manipulation in there is really a great way to create some interesting sounds and rhythms.
Yes, yeah. I agree totally. And because of that, my 808, I mean, it is not broken, but it's got a defect. It doesn't save patterns. So, but now that I have the Bitwig option, I brought it away this week to the service because I can do that in Bitwig as well.
Okay. Do you plan or did you think about to use Bitwig in a live situation, for example? Because as far as I understood, is you're DJing most of the times, but I don't know if you're playing like live with your hardware.
Yes, I mean, I'm doing DJing on the one side, but I'm doing a complete live act without any that has nothing to do with DJing on the other hand as well. And when I'm playing live, I use just hardware. So the only kind of computer stuff I use is the MPC Live, but that's it. I don't use a real computer or Bitwig on stage.
Ah, okay.
I just use the old machines, the MPCs, and the 707, Juno 106, 101, 303. I have them all with me on stage.
Okay. So you're just relying on the hardware, and you never thought about using a computer on stage, regardless if it was Cubase or any other.
No, I never. This was never something I was. No, I never thought of it because I mean it's. Um, I mean, Italo Brutalo is kind of very, very hardware-alike, and I think
Sounds like, yeah.
some people might be disappointed when I make the live hack then with a computer. So yeah.
No, I just thought about some situation I had years ago where a DJ, or I don't know how you call it, were sitting on a chair in front of the audience with a notebook in front of them with a pale face in the dark, and that was the whole performance
Show.
for I think 45 minutes.
Okay.
And that was everything. And it was just like, okay, it was interesting sound, but the performance was like, yeah, there could be a little bit
Could be
more.
improvements.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I love playing with and jamming with the old machines because it's always sounding different, and you cannot kind of. I mean, there are even some. I wouldn't call it dropouts, but yeah, sometimes something is detuned and all that stuff. So it's very rough when I play live, and I totally love that.
Okay.
So
Do you?
your central playback device is the MPC Live then.
Exactly. Yes.
And
Is,
so, what's your experience? Is it solid? Because I'm also thinking about such an application.
Yeah, it's super solid. I mean, when I first played live, I started with the MPC 1000, and no, that's not correct. I started with the MPC 3000, then the 1000, and then the live. I'm using the live in combination with the 2000 at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have one song on one device and then the next on the other? Or?
No, so the MPC Live is kind of the for the audio tracks that I cannot reproduce live because I don't have the synthesizers on stage, and it also contains the MIDI tracks that are playing the synthesizers on stage then, and the MPC is the master clock, and it's sent to the 707 and to the other MPC. The other MPC, the 2000, is more kind for is more for the drums, and yeah, the 707 is for the drums. So it's this is the master, the MPC Live.
I see. So I guess the MPC is your favorite tool on stage when you're performing live.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe we come to a natural end before we leave. We have next Wednesday, is it correct? Is the release of the beta of Bitwig 6.
Yeah.
So, what do we wish for? With all these features we already have, what do we need?
Mono, I think.
Yeah,
Mono, we said
export
that
would be
we need
amazing. Yes.
not multi-channel or anything. No, we need mono.
Mono is the best. Even for Dolby Atmos, you need mono.
Okay,
as well.
yeah, that's right. It makes sense a lot. Yeah.
Exactly.
I
Something
definitely
else?
want something with pitch correction. If it's ARA or something own developed, I don't care, but that's a must. But I have no high hopes that it will show up. What do you think? You're not doing too much vocals, Odo, so I guess it's
No.
not on your list.
Because I can't pitch correct them. That's the only reason why I don't
Yeah.
do vocals.
You can AI vocals now.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not so really sure about that AI. Yeah, I'm happy currently with Bitwig. So there are just some things that I would like to have be completed, because some of the really nice features, I think, maybe one or two things added to existing features would be rounding up everything, and so There were some technical stuff like Linux, for example, since Linux switched over to the new desktop or the new display server, Wyland drag and drop doesn't work anymore since nearly 2 years now or so. I would love to have back drag and drop. This just one thing. I can do some workarounds to use to import things, but it's more nice just to take something and put it in there.
It's
There are
also
some,
totally buggy on Windows. That's broken since a long time.
yeah,
If you try to drag and drop several files onto a structure which has some groups, it does very, very strange things.
yeah. This is a minor thing. It was just. It would be just really handy to have that. I have everything set up so I can work around that. And yeah, Bitwig told like the complete overhaul of the arranger and the piano roll. I'm very curious what that means. We saw
Yeah.
this one picture they posted, and you saw a lot of things in between, like notes and stuff and everything. I'm very interested what's coming up in Bitwig.
They now I remember they changed the audio routing. I guess it was not that long ago. It was version, I don't know, 5.1, 5.2, something like that. They changed the audio routing, and that's you now have to do always one click. It's one click more, or one, how is it called, one submenu more than before. And I mean, I have 32 channels, and for me, it's always kind of little more work than it was before. Maybe this would be a wish of mine that they go back to the old version, to the old audio routing.
Yeah, especially if you have such large consoles like you have.
Exactly.
I have also 64 inserts. It's a
Yeah,
crazy list.
yeah,
to
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
With the audio routing, you mean in the setup, the audio setup, then, or?
I mean, when you're within the project, within the specific tracks.
Ah, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I
But
mean,
is there something? Sorry.
No, I mean, normal user who just got, I don't know, stereo inputs, stereo outputs, don't it's not a big thing for them, but for me it's yeah, it's not complicated, but before, in the version before, it was easier.
Okay, okay. So, but is there something, if Bitwig came to you and say, "Hey, Vincent, we like your music and everything," and they featured you already, I saw, and you can wish something, regardless what it is. We fulfill your wishes. Is there something? Is there something you would say? I want this device, or I want this thing, everything in green, for example, or everything should be orange all over, or I don't know. Is there something you think this would be really cool if I had that?
No, I'm not really missing anything in Bitwig so far.
Okay.
I mean, if there, I don't know, maybe it exists. Maybe you can answer that question. If there would be kind of a routine that when I kind of, but I guess this is kind of AI related, when that Bitwig sees I'm adding drum parts. For example, I have a specific color for all my drum parts, for all my drum instruments, and it would be cool that when I make a new track, and depending on which plugin or which sound I use or which name I type in, that Bitwig sets automatically the specific color. That would be amazing, because I always have to change it by hand.
Oh, big thing. bouncing. I'm complaining
Oh,
all the
yes.
time about that. If I'm bouncing a track and the track is named and everything, and the new
Yes.
track I'm bouncing to is named audio number
Yes,
9 or something.
yes, exactly. Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
We
Yeah,
all have that game.
yeah.
We want that.
Bounce
Yeah.
minus one. Bounce minus one.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
name the track the same, like
exactly.
it's
Yes.
coming from plus a number or something
And
or
the same
anything.
color, please, as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. These are also little things, but they are always
Totally.
annoying. Yeah,
But very important things. Yeah.
yeah.
And it could be even more intelligent if I render another clip from the same track, just use the existing one audio track, that could be a real time saver, such
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Now,
So
before we go
yeah.
on, there was again the question how the raffle works. So if I try to explain it again, we will be online some more minutes, so that's still your chance to win one of 3 albums. No, 1 of 3 LPs from the new album of Italo Brutalo. And it's a 2-stage thing. First thing is you need to write at least 1 comment here in a chat. Then you apply for the raffle. And second is you need to write to the email address that was posted above of Italo Brutalo and tell him how great he is.
No, it's just
No, it's our show. We tell
Yeah.
the rules.
and or whatever you want to tell him, and then he makes a draw from all these people who dropped this mail, and that's the thing you need to do.
exactly.
Okay, so let's
And there were
now
some
go on.
more questions. But if you want to talk still, sorry, Vincent.
No.
Okay, no, I stopped.
No,
I
no.
was just explaining again because there was some questions about that here in the
Yeah,
chat.
yeah.
Yeah,
And we had also
exactly.
some new people coming in, so yeah.
Alex had a wish also with the kick, for example, that it has a constant retrigger, because sometimes I had this oftentimes in live streams. Maybe I was too tired, I don't know, but the kick sounded different every time. The classic kick from Bitwig, and the something. I don't know. Maybe I had something in my ears or so. It was not always the same kick, so I started always to bounce the kick, so I could be sure this every time the same kick and not a different kick. But I didn't go into deep research on that. But I experienced this a lot of times. So maybe this is a thing. And Alex also write he misses a monitoring room. I'm not so very familiar, but monitoring room I know from Reaper. Maybe Jürgen, you know
From
what this
Cubase
is.
as well, yeah.
Okay,
That you
maybe
can
you can explain
configure
that.
monitoring, but you already have monitoring outputs, or do you
No,
mean?
I think it has something to do. I think I rebuilt that in Bitwig with a separate aux track, send track. And this is where you put some, for example, plugins and stuff and everything, where you could, for example, have a crossfeed thingy for your headphones and stuff that doesn't or that won't be printed in the final master, for example.
Okay.
So
Okay. Yeah, where you want to. Yeah. Okay. We have a different routing with some additional effects and stuff. Yeah, yeah. Okay. No, that's not possible. Yeah. Or you do it like as you explained. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So, but I think it was like a wish to have that like a just one click options. Then you have your monitoring room. You can put everything in instead of wrapping your head around how to manage that. Maybe I will do a short video tutorial so everybody can set that up. It's very easy, but
Yeah, the
so
sampler you can work around to do detection slicing on an audio track and then put it into the sampler. But sure, that's more
I
work.
I'm the question or the wish was that the sampler has a transient or um, a detection for the speed, so you can match the speed in the sampler instead of only in the arranger. Is this the
I think maybe that you can have maybe a multi-sample with one file, or maybe a drum thing, and then
Okay.
directly just drag and drop it into a sampler, and then do detection and slicing in it. I think that's the idea.
Okay. Okay. And somebody's thanking you for your DrivenByMoss scripts, Jürgen.
That's always good. Just drives me crazy currently, but yeah.
And what is here? I was simple things to work better. Selecting an animation line with a time selector automatically creates 4 points, so it can drag up or down right away. The workarounds are cumbersome. Yeah, for automations, I think not animations, automations. I hope this will be something that will come up in the arranger. So there's a lot of improvement on drawing stuff in Bitwig as well, the MSECs and everything. It could be a little bit more easier
Yeah.
to do, but maybe we get a surprise on Wednesday.
I have no idea, so I will definitely be surprised.
There's from Dirk another
That's a good
question. Do you
question.
use DrivenByMoss, Vincent?
So the question is more: do you use a controller at all with Bitwig?
No, I don't. No.
Oh, it's time. We have to close now.
Yeah. Oh, that's not correct. This is my controller.
We talked about.
Cool.
Yeah.
You have the same one, Odo, right, or not?
Yeah, this is the Korg Nano Control too.
Yeah, it was a recommendation by Odo. Thank you for that.
Okay.
Yeah. My video about your generic flexi script.
But doesn't your mixing desk not speak Mackie control?
It does, but it's not. It's not that kind of, how do I say? It's not that super intelligent to integrate it, because as soon as you have more than you just can unfortunately you just can use these 8 faders, not these 16, but these 8 faders for Bitwig or for any DAW remote, and that's not super helpful.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
So it would be better you could assign all the knobs in a way, or this would be your wish from that console.
As a controller.
I mean, that would be amazing, but it's I googled that, and it's not possible, unfortunately.
Is that a limitation from the console?
I guess so. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So otherwise, I would have said, Jürgen, maybe you have an idea.
Yeah, normally it's always Mackie control,
Okay.
So I think we're coming to an end. So what's next? What's next on your to-do list, Vincent?
Shows.
My to-do. There are a lot of to-dos, but
the things that might be interesting to people. Yeah. So any shows coming up or stuff like that?
Yes, the next show is it's on Tuesday. It's a live stream. It's on it's at Loon. It's a bar in Berlin with a basement, with a club basement, and they're doing really cool streamings out of there. It's a DJ set I'm doing there. Then I'm playing also a DJ set on Saturday at Sisyphos in Berlin.
Oh, nice club.
Yes.
Maybe you can post the link to the or you send the link to me, then I can post it.
Yes.
To this live stream. This would be interesting. We can post it below the video then.
Yes, cool. And then on 3rd of September, the last single of my album is coming out with a remix of Local Suicide and Wiener Planquadrat. It's
Oh, nice.
So there have been several single releases or remix releases, and on 3rd of September, the last one is coming out.
So everybody who has the opportunity to come to Berlin in the next few weeks can see you and listen to you, or on live stream, for example, as well.
Yes, and the next live acts are. I have to check that in my calendar. It's in October. It's 24th of October at Bike Jesus in Prague, Czech Republic.
Okay.
I don't know if we have people from Prague here, but yeah, it's in Prague, and 1 week later
Now we have.
and 1 week later on 31st of October, it's Halloween at RSO in Berlin. I'm also playing live there with all my machines.
Yo.
Nice.
So everybody, you have enough time. Just come visiting Italo Brutalo at his live act.
Yes.
Great. And what's
Nice.
next for you, Odo?
Nothing special. The next live stream I have is on Wednesday. I'm at the Synthesizer Studio Berlin with Stefan Bobinger doing the live stream, and
Cool.
I think we will talk about Bitwig 6 and looking what's new, what it's ongoing, and 3rd of September I'm having with Alex from the chat the next Filter Bubble podcast. Is a German podcast about music production and everything. And yeah, that's the next things. And you, Jürgen, something in the pipeline?
DrivenByMoss drives me crazy currently.
Oh,
Just today, I could finish the update for the Native Instruments Control Mark III because I did a big update where you can now control also the parameters, and Bitwig already provided support for that now, so they have already quite good script, but I added some more stuff to it. And
like always.
yeah, like always. And it's also available for Reaper then. But I also, that really was a big thing. I rewrote the whole MIDI layer for the Reaper extension. So all the Reaper users can look forward to that. It will, in the next version, use the native MIDI ports of Reaper directly. And Helgo Boss, he's a great developer with Reaper. He gave me some tips for that. So many thanks to him again, if he hears that somehow. And then maybe I can also show something.
Surprise, surprise.
German company has sent me something.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
If it's that what I think what it is.
Yeah, you can read what it is, I think.
No, you're too small. Just make yourself a little bit bigger.
Maybe I can make myself a bit bigger.
Yeah, please.
Like this. So.
Oh, nice. Oh, nice. I was jumping around that thingy. It's mirrored at Super Booth. I really like that. I have no idea how I could set up this here because I don't need it, but I want it.
Oh, that's good. It's still early days, so I also didn't have any time to test it already. It's interesting because you can press all the knobs. They also so all the knobs up there are also pressable, and they all have LEDs around them.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And
maybe tell about how is the name and the company.
Yeah, okay. So the company is Neuzeit Instruments. It's a new German company. They did some modular things as well. And now they're coming up with this controller, and it's called the Drop. So as a drop, as you can see here, maybe it's a
great
drop.
thing.
And they have some new ideas packed into that. So one of them is that you can store in scenes. So I'm talking now about what you can do with the hardware only. So the idea is also to have this as hardware standalone. So with the hardware only, you can store scenes of all the settings here in scenes, and then switch between them time-based. With these different time settings like a clock, and this is really fancy. So I guess especially for you, Vincent, for live, this can give some interesting ideas. And you have lots of connection options here. You have, what is that, for MIDI and CV as well, 2 CVs in and out, as well as 2 USB. I don't think that
Nice.
see that, but just to give you an impression here.
Yeah.
There's also a switch between all the MIDI AB. I'm not sure what that is about. And as I said, I didn't have any time to look into that. And they're also finishing the firmware also for that, what I want to do with that. And yeah, so let's look forward to that. And it's this thing is really for life. This is metal. It's really, really heavy and sturdy.
Nice.
And yeah, that's good for a show. And this fits into your backpack.
Well,
Cool.
one day I will have things where I can connect to it, and then will I buy it?
Great.
Oh, nice. I will be. I'm very interested to see you, because I think you will create then a video about that and telling what you've done.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
and
Next step is to finish next DrivenByMoss version. Still some work to do.
Okay,
Yeah, great. Any last words? Any things we missed?
Vincent?
Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah,
it was a pleasure.
Thanks.
It was funny. I learned something.
We learned a lot.
So I guess.
And
yeah.
Sorry.
So I guess the next show will be somewhere maybe in November, and we will check a date later on and we'll tell you. And the next show will then be on Otto's channel, just to confuse you.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Just follow both of our channels. So subscribe to my channel, to Otto's channel, subscribe to Vincent's channel. All the
Bungalow
links
Disco.
are down already in the description of the video. Like, subscribe, you know the drill. Yeah, that's from my side. Final words from someone else?
Thank you very much to both of you. Thank you, Vincent, that you joined us tonight and gave us a very great time and told a lot about your music and your story. That was very interesting. And I'm very keen to hear more of you.
Thank you.
And drop him an email if you want to win one of the 3 albums. Great.
So thank you very much, and see you soon in the next show.
Bye-bye.
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 We are still live. Stand by. Take a coffee. Or 2. But maybe it's too late. You can't sleep. We are still live. Press the button.
Stop it.
Press the button.
Wo?
On the upper right, I think.
Da steht immer noch Go Live.
So this is the eternity stream.
This is unbelievable. Oh, come on.
And time is running. Time is money.
And